Leaders and healers, gamers and claimers, ladies and gentlemen from around the universe, from around the globe, from around the community, welcome to the Power, Purpose, and Passion podcast. I am your host, Anthony Cheam, speaker, life coach, author, trainer, musician, singer, songwriter, friend, podcast host, ready to give to you the best of what I've learned and earned over the past 20 years of being in this amazing industry, self-help, spirituality, mental, emotional fitness, physical fitness, amplifying and magnifying my life so I can then share that with the globe, the people around me, in total care and compassion for you so you can upgrade your life, advance your life, continually to upgrade who you are, whatever, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, whatever it is, so you can live that passionate, powerful, purposeful life. Claim your power, clarify your purpose, cultivate your deepest, widest, and highest passions possible. And then ultimately, once you've done these things, once you've earned these things, once you've learned them, and really through challenge and through testing and through struggle, you then can share your wisdom and your love, your caring, your gifts, your talents, your abilities with everyone around you. And then that's where the ultimate success and fulfillment and happiness and long-term joy comes out of that. Whether you're listening to this passively or actively on your cell phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, working out, driving home, or just chilling in your bedroom, contemplating life, thank you for joining us. It is an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be on the show with you and have you sit there and just listen to us speak our truth, speak our wisdom, speak our love to you. And today's episode, before I get into it, I'm going to introduce my power partner in crime, my power partner in rhyme, Cameron Dubé. C-dubs, what's up? And hello to Queen too, by the way. I don't want to miss you. I always want to say hi to you because you're like our number one fan on this show. Let me tell you, on Instagram at least. So thank you. What's going on?
Not too much. A lot of introspection, a lot of learning, a lot of realizing how many areas you really can improve. Like there's so much to do. There's a never-ending list of things that you can do to take your life to the next level and have more fun and have more, even scaling back and relaxing and giving yourself
that's
time.
part of it too.
Is part of it too. Yeah,
that's totally part of it.
I'm learning that balance.
Oh man, I tell you, for sure. And this particular episode, what would it look like to 10x your life? This came out of a few areas. I learned about, I have a client, very driven, successful business entrepreneur. Like we're talking on another level. Like he's extraordinarily obsessed with success, like in every area of life, not just in business and finance. Obviously he's successful there, but he's written books. He basically wants to 10 times his business, 10 times his wealth, 10 times his health, 10 times his spirituality, 10 times his relationship. And he just literally just wrote out this book called My Life Book. And it's like an encyclopedia of all the areas he wants to, for the next 10 years. He's got a 10-year plan about writing out about all the areas he wants to work on, the goals, objectives, his vision for his life, his purpose for each of the categories of life. It was crazy. And he called it My Life Book, and he has a picture of him and his wife on the front of the book, and he's got 10 areas that he wants to focus in on and enhance by 10 times. And there's a lot of seminars out there about 10xing your life, a lot of workshops. There's a book written, Be Obsessed or Be Average, and it was written by the same guy that was writing about 10xing your life. And it's been this whole phenomenon about being successful and being extraordinary and obsessed about something or a goal or a vision for your life, whatever it might be. And so I recently had a meeting with him on Wednesday night, and it was about a 60-minute meeting with him. Just him and I sitting down, chatting about, he finished his life book and he wanted to discuss it with me and share it with me. And man, I was like, he actually hired a writer to actually write out because he's not a good writer. He'd rather hire someone else to do it. And he just basically, the guy became a ghostwriter for everything that he wants to work on. And it's like a thick book. It's huge. Anyway, and he kind of just briefly took me through the 10 areas he wants to improve and the details, slight details of how he wants to do it, what he wants to do, his goals, his vision for life, his next 10 years. He's now 61, and he wants to work well past his 70s, and he's healthier now than he's ever been. He had a heart attack a few years ago, and he's still alive, and that really lit a fire in his butt to kind of go, whoa, I better start taking care of my health. And he was drinking heavily, eating horribly. He was too obsessed with his business, not enough on his health. And now he's turned things around, turned his health around, lost 20 pounds, eating healthy, working out. He's on a different spiritual level too. He's making his wife and his kids, and he's doing amazing things. And I want to make this particular podcast on Friday, TGIF, about 10xing your life. And so it really inspired me. And I've been reading a lot about 10xing your life and what that would look like for me. So I've been envisioning a lot about what would it look like if I 10xed my life, if I 10xed my business, if I 10xed this podcast, if I 10xed my relationship with God, if I 10xed my relationship with my wife and kids, if I 10xed my vitality, if I 10xed my emotional, mental well-being. And it actually, when you think about that, what would it look like if you 10x your financial abundance in your life, or 10x your how much money? Like, let's say you're making $100,000, all of a sudden you're making $1 million a year rather than $100,000. Or if you're just making $10,000, making $100,000, what would that do for your life? Where would you go? What would you buy? Who would you share it with? Or 10xing your relationship with the divine. Like, what insights, what perceptions, what are the possibilities? Or 10xing, one of my things I want to 10x is 10x the superhumanness of Anthony Cheam, brain, body, soul, spirit, so I could bring a 10 times better Anthony to this podcast, to my clients, to my family, whatever endeavor I am journeying on and through. What would that look like? And it actually got me really excited. I've been really excited about this lately. I'm thinking of writing my own little life book and going, what's the next 10 years are going to look like? How could I 10x my life in the next 10 years? So I'm 40 now. In 10 years, would I be 50? What would that look like if I 10x'd my life by the time I was 50 years old? And man, I got excited about that stuff. So I started writing down this stuff in my journal and meditating on and contemplating on. I'm like, what if it's possible to do that? Why not? In the last podcast, we talked about, what was the thing? If you could do better, should you? Yeah. So if it's available and you got the talent, you got the wisdom, you got the gifts, you got the time, you got the vision, you got the dream, you got the determination, you got the desire, why not? What would that look like? So I challenge you, Cameron. I challenge you people on podcasts. I challenge you on Facebook, on Instagram, on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, whatever. Just think about that for a second. What would that look like to 10x? And look at the various areas of your life. What if you 10x your contribution? How about that? And the amount of gifts you give, the amount of time you give, the amount of money you give, and the amount of whatever you decide to give to this world, the mission and this vision. So 10xing your life, what would that mean? Where would you go? How happy would you be if you 10x your mental and emotional well-being? I'm sort of blurting out a lot of questions, and hopefully you guys are thinking about this stuff, because that excites me. Most people aren't very excited. They're just getting up going, oh, okay, I got to go to work today, and they can't wait to get home and put on Netflix and then go do the same thing over and over again, the same hamster wheel, right? And it's like no one gets excited about this stuff. So I'm challenging you listeners out there that you look at your life. What would it look like if you 10 times everything in your life over the next 5 to 10 years? Since Cam, you're live on the show with me, what would that look like for you, man?
Well, oh man, it'd be a completely different universe. If I 10x my life, I'd have 10 times a bigger room. That's one thing.
Yeah, good.
I'd have 10 times more energy.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Does that excite you?
Well, yeah. Right? The reison it is exciting is because it's possible.
100%.
Because if it wasn't possible,
that's the first belief. But before let me just add to that, because that you hit such a tremendous point. Because if you don't believe it's possible, you're going to act out of that belief and go, it's just airy fairy dream. It's just in my head. But I truly believe it's real. Like 10 years ago, if you said to me, if I 10x my life from the age 30 or 25, I feel like I've 10x'd my life. I really feel like I've 10x'd my life from the age of 25 to 40. So it took me 15 years to 10x my life. What would it take for me to 10 times that, what I'm doing now? So I asked you that. Continue, Cam. I thought I'd share that with you. But anyways, continue. I appreciate you making that point.
Oh yeah, no, that's the biggest point, because most people, they don't even think about it because they don't believe it, right? Mm-hmm, they don't give it any second thought.
Yeah.
But honestly, a lot of things. I think the greatest goal we should all have is 10xing our enjoyment of life.
Love it. Yes.
It just like feeling like life is fun, and I enjoy it, and it's creative, and it's adventurous, and it's a journey, and I'm having a great time. And with those emotions in mind, I don't even pay mind to the stress or the overwhelm or the boredom or the whatever, because I feel like I'm living life the way I'm supposed to, that kind of thing. For me, that would be my number one goal. Yeah. And then it would be getting down to the specifics, 10xing my income, 10xing everything else. Because if like Tony Robbins as an example, you're a huge Tony Robbins fan. Yes, he's a big advocate of your state and how you feel and how the decisions you make and the actions you take really boil down to the state you're in when you take those actions, when you think those thoughts, when
it's a big part of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, think about what it would be like to 10x your enjoyment of life, and then think about what kind of actions come from that person, Oh yeah. That would be my approach. I don't know if that's what you meant, but
No, I absolutely agree. Like I have in my meditations, I don't think I've ever shared this before, but in my meditations, when I'm deep into my meditations, I profess my top 7 intentions that I have for life every single day. And my first level intention is to be continually upgraded and enhance the superhuman version of Anthony. Brain, body, soul, spirit, and to continuously upgrade those areas. Because, and as you said, that includes state. The physiological state, the mental state, the emotional state, the soul and spiritual state. So I can enhance that. So it's like if I'm the sun, the only way I'm going to glow and reach further and shine my glow and brilliance to the world is to make myself bigger and brighter. Right? And so that's my number one. So I'm just saying it in a different way than you are, is enhance the emotion, the strength, the courage, the faith, the love, be a greater instrument for superhumanness to flow through me. So then that very thing that exudes and cascades into every other area of my life. And the second intention I have is to have superhuman vitality, to have the vitality of the sun, the longevity of the universe, the stability of the earth, flexibility of a palm tree, the functionality of the most advanced computer software and hardware on the planet, continually upgrading. The third intention I have is to possess superhuman service, to how may I serve the world even with greater depth and greater joy and greater love. The fourth intention is superhuman charity, to give of myself, my time, my love, my wisdom, my energy, my money, my everything to the world. How can I 10x that area? Number 5, superhuman wealth and abundance. Right? Intention number 6 is to have superhuman talent and gift activation, to take the reservoirs and creativity within me and to enhance them, to double them, to maximize my musical talent, to maximize my speaking talent, to enhance it and just articulate and explode with more power, purpose, and passion. And then my final 7th intention is to have superhuman radicality, radical wisdom, radical joy, radical inclusivity and acceptance, radical strength and courage and faith and trust, radical grace and gratitude, radical humility and a humble heart. Those are my intentions. I say them every single day. And I imagine what that will, and I want to 10 times that. And to your point there, Cam, it's all about that radical joy within you. If you can 10x that radical joy and strength within you, man, you could 10x your relationships, 10x your career, 10x whatever you would decide to 10x. And so, Queen, I see you on Instagram all the time. What if you 10x the queen-like curiosity and erotic flame that you are? You know what I'm saying? And then you brought a different level of energy, different level of wisdom and power to your friends, your family. What would that do? How would that influence the people around you? And so that excites me. Like, you know what I mean? So my client, he's inspiring me, and I thought, wow. I walked out of there going, wow, that guy is committed. That's a different level of commitment. And you know what? His number one thing the number one theme as he was talking about his journey of writing the My Life book, his number one thing was, I have to get more disciplined. And I'm like, wow, this guy is a super successful guy, yet he's talking about discipline. And I looked at myself going, if this guy thinks he needs more discipline, I think I could learn from discipline and commitment from him. And I remember hearing Bishop T.D. Jakes say to his coworkers, and he said, the day I'm smarter than you is the day you are fired. So his group started to keep on learning. What he was basically saying, keep on learning, keep on growing, and together we can achieve more. We can do more. We can live more. It's constant and never-ending improvement. And so 10xing your life, whatever that means to you. I'm just gonna read. What did you say there, Queen? Before I continue this, dude, yeah, I've been thinking about that recently. Yes, anything is possible as long as you take the step in the direction you want to go. Amen. You know what? The first step is to take a step to 10x. You don't climb Mount Everest by jumping right to the top. You climb Mount Everest by taking that first step on the base of Mount Everest, or the base, and getting there first and traveling there. And that's a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. And you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna fall down. But at the end of the day, if you have a vision of 10xing a particular part of your life, I can tell you that inspiration, that drive, and that excitement, that emotion, that joy of thinking, wow, what would that look like? And if it's possible, out of that emotional state, you're going to take action because you're going to be excited about it. Right there, Cam? I see your wheels turning here. Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah. I actually was just really, really loving what you were saying. I probably looked like I was about to say something, but I was just like, wow, this is good. This makes so much sense. Because I've been there, man. Like, I remember when I first got into learning and working on myself, I realized how useless a lot of the things they teach you in school are, because I was in high school at the time. And when I came home, that's when the learning started, really. The learning that made an instant difference in the moment. And it just felt good. It just felt really good. And I think if people daydreamed more and they let themselves daydream more, they would have a reason to get better. They would have a reason to 10x because 100%. They have like this ideal thing, that's pretty much how life goes. When you want to build something, you first think about it, you then picture it, you then plan it out, you emotionalize it, you get motivated, you get pumped, and then you just do it. You just take the steps, and the journey is the funnest part, especially if you do it correctly. I remember because like I've made movies and music and all sorts of things. I'm just like a nonstop achiever, creator type of person. And it always goes like that. You get an idea, the idea pumps you up, and then you do it. And you stop at nothing because it pumps you up that much. There's enough juice behind it. So imagine this
times 10.
Times 10 your passion for something. Is that even possible?
I know. Whoa. Could you imagine Anthony times 10's passion?
That'd be crazy. You're like the most passionate person I've met.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine me on stage 10 times? Like people wouldn't be able to be in the room. You know what I mean? I'm actually scared of that. Can you imagine? Because I'm on stage. I'm like, I just want to bring the best version of Anthony every time I'm on stage or I'm with a client, man. And like, this is like I'd say this is probably like maybe 30-40% of what I'm capable of when you see me on the show when I'm at my best. But when I'm on stage, man, because I can feel the energy from people in the room, I just feel God God's just channeling all of his and her mother, father, sister, brother energy through me. And I just want to like speak truth and power into people's lives. And I know that this is what I was made to do. I love making people feel good through my work. And you people out there, whatever you love to do, 10x that love in everything that you do. And I promise you, man, it's just like, I won't promise you, but I guarantee results if you decide to 10x your life, if you get on the commitment journey of 10xing your life, 10x your joy, 10x your fulfillment, 10x the amount of contribution, 10x the amount of time you spend with your children, or at least the present moment with those people you love. And it excites you. And as I said to Cam, I meet a lot of people, they're just not excited about anything. They're just kind of just like, they're not really happy, but not unhappy to do anything about it. And I feel for you people out there. I really do, because I was there too. I was like, oh, what am I do? I'm not sure. I'm not making enough money. I'm not doing really anything. I'm just sitting here playing video games. And I'm like, man, those things did not, at a time I honor those things when I was doing those things, but I can tell you, those aren't the primary vehicles that I used for fulfillment. I'll play video games with my son, and I'll watch TV, and I'll watch a movie here and there. But in terms of that's like chocolate cake to me. It's like, okay, you eat it and then it's gone within seconds. But what provides me with the real juice and the joy, and I get jacked up, is serving people through my own unique delivery system of podcast, coaching, writing, speaking, whatever it is, music. I get all juiced about that. So find that juice in your life, find that joy in your life. As Cam said, 10x that joy, become a vessel to 10x that joy, and then you'll 10x your action, 10x your belief, 10x the amount of joy, 10x your career. Because imagine you brought, using Cam's example, if you 10x your joy, is it possible if you brought 10x of your joy and your love and your passion and your determination, your desire to your job or to your career or to your business, can you 10x your income? I think it's possible, for sure. If you 10x your vitality and your energy and your strength and endurance, what's possible? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. And so it's got to be possible for you, and not that human potential is infinite. Well, actually, I think it is infinite, in fact, but not that to say that everything is possible. Like, give an example. Like, if you had an example, Wayne Dyer talks about how it's got to be natural. If you're 5'4" and you're 130 pounds and you want to be a defensive lineman for the New York Giants, well, the chances of that happening, it's not really natural, right? But what I am saying, if you feel it's pulling you towards something, a vision, a mission, a particular career path, and you're good at it and you're naturally gifted in that area, it is possible to 10x the amount of enjoyment and fulfillment and the amount of income and abundance you have within that field. Any last thoughts there, Cam?
Amen. Good show.
Yeah, 10x. Because if you 10x your life in 10 years, imagine 10xing that, right? So it's just crazy, right? Crazy possible, right? So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this show. I had fun doing this show because I wanted to share my excitement. Anytime I learn something, I want to actually go on the show and share it with the people out there. If I have an experience or I have an aha moment, I want to be able to share it on the show with the people that are listening to the show and change and help transform, upgrade, and enhance your life. So to your continued upgrade and evolution, we'll see you next week, guys. It's awesome, amazing to be on the show with you and be a host and have my power partner in crime, power partner in rhyme, the C-dubs on the other end, and all the people listening on Instagram, on Facebook, or you're listening to us on any podcast platform. Make a comment. We'd love if you subscribe to us on many different platforms, YouTube, on SoundCloud. I think, what else are we on there, Cam? Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. Everything. Just look us up, support us, because by supporting us, we support you and your endeavors and reaching more people in the wider communities of the world. So hopefully you 10x your life today and make a commitment to that, 10xing your life. So to continue upgrade and evolution, live it up with power, purpose, and passion. God bless you guys. Have an amazing weekend. And for the people out there on Canada, happy Thanksgiving.